Hello, chat. Hope you all are well today. Also, Crimson Sunflower, thank you for the resub now of 2 months. I appreciate it. But hello, chat. Hope you all are doing well. There you go. A little bit of change of planning today. I really don't like how their blend visual thing is. There we go. But hello, chat. Today I was gonna play on Island, but unfortunately, Island's in maintenance mode right now. So, because of the recent update on Island, they've basically put everything in maintenance mode, and you can't really play the server. Well, the server's like offline because they're trying to fix stuff. So instead, we're just messing with the spear because I haven't really gotten to yet. Um, just very. Oh, interesting. Well, that's something that we can learn off first off. Okay. Uh, as yeah, it's because of the updates that they put into it. So Island's down right now, which is fine. But we're gonna be messing with the spears. But I did just realized, right off the bat, is a wooden spear has the highest attack speed. As like you go up higher in damage, the attack speed is less. One attack speed, one attack damage, so like half a heart, but it's 1.5 attack speed compared to a netherite spear, which is 5 attack damage but 0.87 attack speed. Yes, it's because it's lighter, but like it is interesting though. Never I knew that. Crazy Melanie, thank you for the sub. Welcome on in. It's because it's lighter, yeah. It's just interesting how drastic, because you go from 1.5 to 1.3. It's like you just add a stone endpoint. Which then copper, and then somehow copper and gold, or iron and gold are the same attack speed, but iron has a better attack damage. Why is that? Yeah, it's a balance of both. It's right in the middle. It has the highest form of damage while still being at 1. Huh. Because you have this, and then you have your right click. And as you hold right click, it slowly starts to teeter, and then eventually it will drop down. Yeah, which means it does no damage. Yeah, well, gold is weak and fragile, I get that, but like, again, we're in Minecraft. 4 attack damage, 6 attack damage. Okay, so it's -2 damage for gold items. Okay. And of course, thank you for the 100 bits. You all started Hype Train. Nicely done. Yeah, it's very interesting. And then it's not a consistent. Well, So it's one hit, and then you have to like readjust the endpoint. Okay. The hitbox, I think, is based off the ending of the spear, not where the player model is. So, like, since you're at a point, yeah, like, it... Yeah, it's towards where the end of the spear is at, is where the damage goes to. That seems way farther than what that should be. That is... The reach is very much throwing me off. It's so weird. I did see one thing someone mentioned, is that if you hypothetically have, you can offhand a spear, and you can also have a weapon. So like, I've seen this where you can basically like have this for range and then hit them again. So you're setting up the crit for whatever, because the right click is separate from the left click. So like as soon as I let go of right click, I can then instantly swing. Which is interesting. Like if I get a warden just for damage, I can see, like, you can do you can basically hit twice, which is interesting because it basically sets up for setting someone up into a combo. Alright, like if I get a wooden sword and a spear. See the warden go away real quick. So if I get a wooden spear and a wooden sword, I want to see if this is actually doable. Let's say a zombie. Actually, can't be a zombie. Oh, what is a mob that's not gonna burn in the day? Husk. So like, oh, interesting. The yeah, like you almost, that's a child. Dude, it's so weird. You have to be so far away for the game to like register, because it takes time. I don't know. It's spider. I'm using just like player height is what I'm trying to resemble. Yeah, because you can keep holding forwards and it does push them back a little bit. But you have to be so far away from them for it to actually like do anything. You can melee with the spear. You can just do this, but it does like no damage. The main thing with it is the right click function. I mean, there's also lunging, which you can do when close. I know, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm missing when close because of indicator for the spear, I think, is on the very edge point of the weapon itself. So, like, you want to be, like, away from them and then go into, like, as soon as you hit them, you then stop running. See? Comment? No, that's what I'm saying. So slash times day slash game rule do they change the game rules? Because it was due date night. Okay, cool. Thanks, game. It works the best with knockback, so regard hit registers. Ah, I see. Yeah, it's interesting because you can pretty much start and then go into your standard combo, but you want to basically, after you hit with the spear for the first hit, you then want to let go of W. As it's just hitting the pole rather than the tip. Yeah. Interesting. I know the spear has lunge you can put on it. I already have one. And build. And now lunge, I believe. So it is entirely left clicking. When you left click, you lunge. If you jump and left click, you go farther. It has no is meant to burst utility similar to the axe because the big consistent. Yeah. It has no vertical movement, so like you will not, no matter if you look up or that or any like diagonal, it's entirely whatever direction you're looking is always the same distance. Work of Elytra, it does. This is one thing I tested last night. You can actually go pretty far with this. So like if you jump and then go with Elytra, you can start Elytra hopping. And then when you land with the Elytra, you can then jump again, and then you just go like that. But you do get a lot of movement really quickly. And if you time it right, you can burst with the Elytra. So, really fun. Oh, I'm out of hunger. I forgot. That's the other thing. The spear, or the lunge, takes hunger instead of durability. So if you have a good food source... Which is why people use cakes. Yeah, well, cakes also take up so much inventory. So that, or golden carrots for high saturation. Because it seems like every lunge takes up a hunger. Yeah, it takes about a hunger and a quarter. So it does take durability, but it's way less than what it was before. Which is a really good movement tool when you combine with an elytra. If you don't have fireworks, or like if you're on a server that just doesn't have fireworks, this is great. Because then you can go straight into your like little flying movement of right clicking with the spear. Spear plus mace plus elytra. Yeah, it's gonna be very crazy PvP. Working air? No. So you have to like there is a thing where like if I jump, you can use it that way, but there is a cooldown, so you can't spam it. So like if you wanted to, you can. Wait, actually I want to test something. Hold on. If I just get some blocks. How does Minecraft have this coded? Is the question. I want to know if I am falling, right, and I have a spear, will the momentum that I take from fall damage be converted into horizontal movement instead? So, like, my momentum gets shifted before I hit the ground, so I don't take fall damage, or I don't take as much, because this is definitely going to kill me from this height. But if I jump and use my left click with lunge, will I negate the actual fall damage height? No. Okay. Well, maybe. Hold on. I might have to do it sooner. Hold on. I want to test this. I want to actually see if this... May have to do it sooner. Like, does it have to be going through the full... Oh, I just put away the spear. Whoops. Enchant... Lunge 3. So, like, do I... Maybe if I do it sooner... No, okay. So, basically, it doesn't carry any momentum. You have to be sprint movement. If you're falling at any point, you don't get any actual lunge movement. So there's a certain height to where you just will not get anything with it. No, so it can't go vertical. You can only go horizontal. You can't lunge straight up. It doesn't do anything. We can try it. Like I can go like this and then just walk forward. Yeah, it's just straight down. Diagonally doesn't work either. It's entirely will always put you in the direction that you are facing. Take new damage. You can do that, yes. So what's interesting to me is as soon as you start falling, at a certain point, momentum carries over. And you actually are just getting launched forward, so you don't cancel out your movement. Like, you don't stop momentum going down. But and I'm also guessing if I get fireworks, if I try to lunge, lunging does nothing when you're in the air. So it is entirely based off of being on the ground. And it's also based off of how fast you're moving. No, so lunging doesn't move you in the air. You have to be on the ground for it. Which is great, because, like, if you can time it right and get your movement down, you can kind of b-hop. You can definitely b-hop, because it resets fast enough to where... Oh, I need food. See, like, you can do a second jump if you get them, if you, like, time out of your elytra, right? Because when you land and then jump, you can then reset it again. See? And then you can get lifted with a firework, land... Actually, I want to see something. If I... Firework, land, jump... Nope. Okay, yeah, so you can carry the momentum from landing and then go straight into a lunge afterwards, and you get a lot of forward movement. So, like, if I land here, and then jump, and then left click, I landed back there, I jumped here. Easy Monopoly air travel. Yeah, it's basically what it is. You can still air travel with it. You definitely still can, as long as you have food and like enough food to satisfy the hunger, and you have an elytra. You can just b-hop or like elytra hop, more specifically, and get momentum this way, because you can just do it this way. So, because here's the thing, right? With the elytra, when you always press double space when you're on the ground, you always put you in your elytra form. So if you do this at the same time of pressing left click and holding W, or like you left click then, so it's space, left click, and then space again. I'm out of food. You can actually launch yourself. See? So if you do that, and at the same time, you get a lot of forward momentum on a low level instead of needing a rocket. Which means you can then charge after someone with the spear. Because, right, if... Slash game mode create... Like, if I give myself a horse spawn egg... I'm just gonna just spawn a bunch there so I don't miss. And, like, say I'm over here... If I do that right with momentum, nope, did not do that right. It's a weird timing with this. But if I do that, yeah, okay, you can just one-shot horses then. Cool. So it's enough speed to just start one-shotting things without needing the use of an elytra, or without the needing of a what mob has the closest amount of hearts to a player? Is it husks, zombies, horses? Or specifically, no, it can be any. I'm just basing it off of hearts. Does a husk have as many as a player? Wither skeletons? Oh, we can try wither skeletons. It's gonna get very aggressive real quickly. Nope, not that. Eat up. Yeah, okay. So that is just enough. That is enough momentum of just a lunge to elytra to then instantly kill a wither with at least a netherite spear. And you're not really needing the fireworks. The one downside is you are like you are needing hunger, but if you don't have rockets on you, it does work. I'm actually curious if I use something as just simple as a wooden iron, and we're gonna use these three and copper. We're gonna see if we can actually kill like a warden. Oh, we can try that. We can actually see how many it would take. If I give myself some husks, just because I don't want to deal with that. If I enchant all these with a lunge. So 1/enchant lunge 3. Alright, so they all have lunge on them. Okay, so wooden spear does not one-shot. Good to know. So it cannot be 1 damage. About 2 attack damage. No, I'm not doing that right. Some of these have already been hit, and I don't know which ones have or not. Okay, so one of them died, but I think that's because the second hit. But the other ones didn't. That one killed one. It just missed the hit there. One. Let's reset. Let's try the iron, because iron, it's 3 attack damage, 1.3 speed. Can an iron spear with just the lunge by itself one-shot husks? That is the question. Nope, it just did not want to lunge. Cool. Okay, so a iron spear if you can time it right, it can possibly kill or one-shot a player with no armor. If you move fast enough. Because I also believe just this and this, I don't miss, can also because of movement. Yeah. Interesting. Now my question is, can just a wooden spear one-shot? I'm guessing also because of how damage works? If it's based off velocity? Yep. So if you have a wooden spear and you have rockets and elytra, you can just one-shot no one with any armor. Do speed potions make a difference? That is a good question. Do speed potions make a difference? Let's find out. So we'll just give myself a normal speed 1 and then a normal speed 2. By child, yeah, I don't want to deal with them. So how many hits would this be? 1, 2, 3. Nothing. 4. 5. Okay, what we've learned so far is the wooden spear terrible to use by itself. Let's use a netherite one and actually just take full base damage. Because we'll know if it actually does. So basically, normal movement. 1. It's weird. Sometimes it will hit, sometimes it won't. Okay, that was 3 hits. So if I throw a speed 1, it should take roughly around the same. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Try that again. 1, 2, 3. slash effect clear. Actually, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. So speed 1 doesn't seem like it. So it doesn't really matter too much when it comes to that with a netherite. What about iron? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that took 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. So that was through speed 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so speed 2 does affect damage. So player movement based off of speed does affect damage. So an iron spear is equivalent to a netherite spear with the amount of damage you do. But only on worse. Well, yeah, if you think about it, because you're doing so much damage that it's almost incapable. All right, so like if I throw myself with speed 1 this time instead of speed 2, 1, 2, 3. No, it's just speed 1. Okay, let's go back to stone. This has 2 attack damage. 1, 2, 3. That one didn't do anything. That one didn't do anything. I don't know why it doesn't do stuff at points. 4, 5. So that was 5. And so if I... Hold on. If I give myself speed 1, throw that down. I missed. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was it, 5 hits last time without speed? Or was it still 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. 5. So it actually... So that was speed 1. What if I give myself speed 2? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so stone spear with speed 2 also kills a mob in 3 hits, like an iron. So let's go down even lower to copper. Speed 2 the movie. So if speed 2 is basically the biggest like factor, copper has also 2 attacks, so it'll do the same amount. So we basically want to go wood, because wood took forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay. So for a wooden spear with speed 2, it does 4 hits. Everything else with speed 2 does 3 hits. Huh. So it definitely involves player movement speed and velocity with the spear, which again is why you can run with a horse. So if you have an extremely fast horse and you have the spear, it would also do more damage because of how fast the velocity is for the horse. So basically, if you can perfect breed a horse for the highest speed, and you ride that around in a PvP fight, and you're able to land your spear hits. Crashing Elytra? Yes. So you could go like spear here and a trident with slash enchant Riptide 3, I believe it is. I think it's 3. Yeah. It's faster than a max horse. Okay, either or, nerdy, either or. Speed 2, I don't think that would work. But if I spawn a warden, on, I need to go slash game mode survival. I'm probably gonna die to this, but you know what? Yeah. Okay. So Riptide with it, not terrible. For science, yes. In the rain, maybe? In the rain. Yeah, hold on. Slash weather thunder. Alright, just for the sake of me not instantly dying to those. Oh, I can't see anything. Nope, I hit something else. Can't see anything. Trying everything. I'm basing everything off sound right now. Hold on. Is this... Wait. No, it's not. Okay, it's just doing the animation of both the trident and the spear. It'd also be great if I just don't miss my hits on this. Yeah, so definitely Riptide with Spirit. The one thing is you do have to, like, switch out of the spear in your offhand, because every time you right-click, it prioritizes the Riptide over the spear. But you can kill in, like, what was that, 5, 6 hits? So, like, is doable. Yeah, not missing is the important part of it. on a player though, with that movement speed, 1. Like if you're going entirely off rain, like that's a zombie instantly dead. I think, hold on, if I get an iron golem and I spawn one of these guys in, depends on armor. It definitely depends on armor. It 100% depends on armor. No armor on a husk. Anything, if you have at least speed 2, anything from copper upwards, besides the, what is it? Besides golden wood, will kill everything in 3 hits with at least 10 hearts. Now, if you add even more enchantments on it, then even greater. Let's see. If I / game mode survival. Did that? I think one more hit could probably like full kill the iron golem. Hold on. Okay, 2 hits to kill an iron golem with just a netherite spear. Going at that velocity. If I spawn in another one and we use an iron spear. You put on a spear? Don't know. That one was a miss. Hold on. That one doesn't count. Because I lost all my momentum. How did I? Okay. Also 2 hits. 2.5, give or take. You can't one-shot a player in full prot forward because I have seen damage stuff with it. Because the damage is based off it. You can get players low. You can like 2 to 3 shot them easily. The choice of spear matters much less. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need a full maxed out netherite. Because like / time set day / weather clear. Because what I'm realizing is if you can just put sharpness on a spear, I don't know if the damage changes as much. We can actually test this real quickly. If I put sharpness on a spear, I give myself this and this. This is speed 2. Normal difficulty. I need something higher body. And I just... 1, 2. Okay, yeah, so sharpness does matter. So sharpness turns a 3 hit into a 2 hit, confirmed. This event. Oh yeah, this I forgot about this event. So it sharpness does reduce it by however much. So let's spawn an iron golem. An iron golem. Okay, you're just... Okay, you're at full health. If I / effect clear, just do the normal elytra with just a sharpness 5 spear, netherite. Interesting. So, fireworks, it seems like. Was doing less because of velocity. So if we then make it rain again / weather thunder, get the riptide again. Is faster enough. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If it's not in the rain, that's what I wanted. So it's 3 hits for an Iron Golem, sharp 5. What is it gonna be? Okay, well, it's not just fighting. It's still 2 hits. You're basically taking something that 2 hits and just makes it an easier 2 hit from what it's looking like. And with the range, you kind of increase it. What is Swiftness Beacon? Probably if it's doing the same damage result. Spear has sword enchant, yeah. Yeah, because so if you're in a fight in the rain, or you just have a water bucket on you, and you need to chase after someone, like / weather clear, you just do that, like. Oh, it's on peaceful difficulty, I just realized. Alright, so let's try this. If I Iron Golem here... It's gonna be a bit weird, but we'll try it. Because I have to aim higher up for what I am wanting. Also need to double tap spacebar. Yeah, you're doing the same damage at that point, like, because that's just gonna kill the golem in 2 hits. And then if I just chuck a speed 2 at my feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So like, that gives you an idea of how fast you're actually going with a trident. If it took 4 more hits compared to the 1. I am curious though, right? Like, a random fact. Sure. Random fact about me. You know, I'll do one most recently, and it's also an announcement, but also a fun little fact. I'm participating in a Civ event happening, I think relatively soon. I forget when. I'm a leader for a nation. One of the 5 nations, I'm going to be one of the leaders. It's ran by hold on, let me actually pull it up real quick. It's ran by Creator Splash. The Civ leaders are me, Owen, CPK, Saparata, and Ghosty. So SMP, it's gonna be it's a short like 100 creator Civ event. And so I think each of us with that number is going to come down to like each of us having like 20 people as we lead a quote unquote civilization, a little like town. Nation you're running? Have not figured that out yet. Our team's already chosen. There's like applications for creators going on right now, but we don't really know anything else besides that. Yeah, that's a little fun fact. I'm actually curious now if this definitely would work, I assume, even without an elytra, if I just water bucket. Oh, that hit them with the trident instead. Okay, hold on. Imagining more, possibly. We have no idea how the actual event's gonna go. So, like, if I want to see, with the momentum of this... No, that's hitting with... The downside with the spear is to actually do the charge attack. It takes so long to bring out the spear's right click that, like, it's almost to a point where it's better to just use something else. But, like, I'm so sure that if I was to do this... Actually, could that work? Could downwards velocity work the same way the mace does? Okay, hold on. Fence. Like, if I just put a... Like, if I go high enough up and I just right-click... Would this technically... Actually, I can just do this in creative. Okay, it can. Okay, so you literally can just fall onto targets. Now, the difference is, can I also be holding W compared to the mace? If I'm holding W falling forwards. Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, cool. How much damage, though, is the question. Now, of course, if I had a firework, it'd be doing more damage, but if I just... That's not bad. That's like 25% of Nightingale's health. It's fall damage. Well, yeah, that's why you have, like, prot. There's no fall damage negation. No, exactly. Actually, I'm curious about something. So, water bucket takes priority over spear. So, hypothetically, you could bucket clutch after you right click and hit the target, you can just water bucket clutch on top as soon as you hit the target. Yeah. You could also just water bucket clutch. Guys took no fall damage there. Huh. So it's a mace. It's a really cheap mace now. No, exactly. Yeah, you basically can negate fall damage by water bucket clutching last second because you can. When there's nothing there, you right click, and as soon as you let go of right click and you're close enough to the ground again, you can just instantly water bucket clutch because it's in your offhand, the game prioritizes your main hand, which is the water bucket. Kill the thing though, right? Not necessarily, no. Because like if I was to spawn another iron golem, which I do have, I don't. Okay. If I was to spawn another iron golem, right? Because it's not going to kill the iron golem right away. Why did I give myself a... If I was to spawn another iron golem, right? And I land the hit on the golem. See, I would have to place the water a little bit outside of the mob's hit radius. That's the difference. Is you would pretty much just want to see where the hitbox is. And then... So bigger mob, farther radius. But... If I was to go like here... I took no fall damage. Or I don't think I did. But like there. But the other thing is, right, if you have feather falling, the damage is very minimal. So like even if it's you miss your hit, it still can count. So can you swap between spear and mace? Like maneuvering wise, like moving down with the spear and then switching to mace. Unless you're talking about like the hit registration, where you basically like as soon as you left click, you like do the whole thing with the mace thing. I've never timed that before, so I don't know what the proper like thing is for it. I never can. F3B. I believe it's 1 versus 3, right? Yeah. How to bypass the tunnel for spear and mace? I don't know. I'm not like I sweat Minecraft, but I don't know every mechanic for PvP. So like there's a lot of stuff that I would not know and or would learn just about like all of you. So my thing is more into a practical sense of what is easily done. To Minecraft Advanced Time. Why? Do you so like here, they changed a lot of the game rules. They did, and I don't know why they did that. Like, a lot of the stuff was perfectly fine as it was. Okay, cool. So you can do movement tech by, like, if you're higher up on someone that's farther away, instead of wind charging, you just lunge. Oh wait, can that? Oh, I want to see if I can. I mean, go on. Okay, yeah. So you technically can. Huh. You can't wind charge, I think. Yeah. Huh. There is a slight moment where you can, like, get upwards. It looks cool. It looks fun. You... Wait, hold on. Slash, what was it? With a wind charge from behind? I don't know. That was PvP. Slash time set that. Like, if I was to do the dash and then wind charge at my feet. Yeah. You can just, have that as your starter, and then that as your carry momentum forwards. AKA a Rocky with just 2 items. That's funny. Like, it's definitely a movement tool where you can just, like, do that, and then after you're in motion, just use wind charges to carry over. Literally, who needs rockets achievement? Yep. Because the spear will only take you so far because of the hunger depletion. But if you don't have rockets and you have some stuff like this, and then this is all you really need, because you can get more than enough height and distance to, like, launch yourself with it. There's lots of arrows to launch themselves. Yeah, now you can just use a spear with lunge and wind charges. You can get so much height with this. I'm just spamming spacebar as soon as I land, and then just letting the lunge carry over. Like, you don't even need the wind charges if you can time your lunges properly. It's just it's useful because lunges take so much durability. Lunge is left click. So lunge is the left click. The actual, like, hold charge to do damage is right click. And honestly, just like Elytra hop with it, it's super easy. You just As soon as you land, you press space, you like double press spacebar, and then you're also like, you can also just spam spacebar, and you just press left click once, and that will just give you the timing for it. Because imagine someone's running from you, and you just do this to chase after them. And then instead of a rocket, you just spear. We on some spin dash now. A camel husk. Let me see. Oh yeah, there is now a camel husk, which is a darker version camel with like the husks of it. Game rule. Anytime I type in do, it just goes to this. So it's Minecraft advanced time false now, which is really stupid. Huh. Yeah, like I know there's a lot of different tech that people could probably do with like a whole mace thing. And you do get movement. You can like go into your spear. The issue is the spear has a 0.8 attack speed. So like trying to switch between the mace and the spear is super annoying unless you are doing the whole hit selection thing where you are pretty much using the sword to reset your hits. And it's that weird nonsense. It really is a lot more typing for no reason. The parched? I have not seen the parched. What is the parched? Parched. What is a parched? Oh. It's a husk skeleton that has weakness arrows. Lovely. Yeah, spear's interesting. I think it's for like an actual utility-based item. It has more uses, I would say, than just the mace. People are definitely going to find ways to combo the mace and the spear together. I already know that's going to happen. And I know you can already do this with it and just like fight this way. Well, let me eat real quick. It's like, I know there's this that you can do, where it's just you... You're basically hitting the mob twice because of the range that you have. And you also, after every hit, you just let go of W for a quick second. It would be the same thing if I did it with this and I just got a husk instead. Okay, so you have to actually be like walking forwards for it. Weird. I still don't understand the, like... See, it's... See? Because, like, that doesn't... Falling the spear and then quick swapping to a mace, would it work? Possibly, yes. I don't know how to quick swap to a mace in the sense of doing the hit registration stuff. I've never really practiced it. I know how to, like, I know of it. That's just gonna be annoying though in fights. You're gonna have someone impede you with a spear and a sword, and you're just gonna... have that. That or an axe. Both of those are gonna be extremely annoying to deal with. Like, having this to where one is just for range. Hello? Game. Alternating jab and charges. Pot. No, so one of them will always take priority over the other. Wait, I I just realized. Oh wow, that just blocked my netherite. What you could do is you could go full Spartan. Oh wait, you actually can't. The spear takes over the blocking of the shield. So you can't actually block unless you have it. Okay, well. That's a little sad. Because that would have been fun. That would have been fun, the failing shield. It's really weird, these hits. Because, like, those should be hitting, but, like, they almost don't. Hello, Magic. It's a cosmetic shield now at this point, yeah. Which, again, interesting. Ruby, thank you for the 100 bits. I mean, it's a good, like... Like, if you're able to just do this, that's great. Can you put like, you can put knockback on a spear. Which should then create more knockback. No, it doesn't seem like the the knockback that this is, that's way more knockback than what the actual thing does. Yeah, you really can't. Oh, no, you can. You can, like... Okay, you can attribute swap via left click. Because I'm... You 100% can attribute swap. Because I'm left clicking with the sword and I'm doing the damage and I'm doing the knockback of the spear. So you can attribute swap with it. Make your attack also hotbar keys, the attack thing. In the sword enchant. That's interesting. The sword. Yeah, you basically, if you don't want knockback on your sword, you can have it on your spear. And then at that point, you're just doing that instead. So if you do need to, like... I'm doing it wrong, but, you can. Kind of crazy. It's a very big thing. Not a lot... So, like, attribute swapping is only ever used in very, very sweaty PvP. It's why I don't fully use it. I know how to roughly do it, but I don't practice it constantly. Just because for most cases, the PvP that I do doesn't evolve attribute swapping. Like, I'm not attribute swapping a sword to a mace hit. Like, I'm not doing that. It has its uses. Like this, like being able to knock back with a spear if you don't want your sword to have knockback. Wonderful, great. But like realistically, attribute swapping is an unintentional bug that was left in the game that has been now ingrained into sweaty PvP. That like I don't even do this type of PvP. Because mace PvP is something I've never trained for. I have never practiced it. But I know it is constantly evolved around a lot of attribute swapping. Which is just basically, for those who don't know, attribute swapping in Minecraft is when at the same hit of when you use your left click, you swap to another weapon or item. And what it does the damage of the item that you're using, but with the attributes of the other stuff. Because like, hold on. Let me give an explanation real quick. If I like have, let me just make something real quickly. If I get a fence and I put an iron golem in this fence, it doesn't move just because I need to demonstrate this. Give myself some blocks. Right. And I have a mace. And I enchant it with Windburst 3. I'm probably going to mess this up. But if I left click with the sword, but at the same time I then, like, swap over to the mace at the same time, what happens is that I can swing with the sword, but I do the mace damage. See? And then you can re-switch and recharge with the sword faster than the mace. And that's the whole thing with attribute swapping. The thing is, I don't know what the best layout is to have my item in there. Probably left click. That's what this basically is. Hello, Poke. It's used a lot. Where you're able to attack with a faster weapon and then swap to it and then swap back. Right? That's what attribute swapping is. You can use it for a lot of different things. It's why if you watch someone like Marlo, who's extremely good at mace PvP, she's like the #1 mace PvPer. You will see it happen a lot where they will like have an elytra in like their mid or whatever, like 1 or 2 slot, they'll have a chest plate. And you'll see like combat where they will fly up, switch to this, and then have this out, and then they'll come down and then just do that, switch back, fly around, switch back over, come back down, fly. It's a lot of... Yeah, Marlo is basically the #1 PvPer, period, based off of PvP Club. Now, could there be someone better than her? Sure. But as of statistics go on PvP Club, she is considered the #1. But, like, Marlo's 2 best things are End Crystal and Mace PvP. And so, like, it's a lot of just swapping around different items and like, this stuff. Which, like, great, wonderful. But, like, to do all that in survival for a PvP thing is a lot. Turned into after I don't look into it for you. Yeah, basically, I don't practice Mace PvP. I just know the logistics and basics of it. I've also learned after watching Mace PvP that you can do this. This thing with an Ender Pearl and a Wind Charge. Where if you chuck an Ender Pearl and a Wind Charge at the same time... Oh, sorry. Ender Pearl then Wind Charge. You basically can time it right. It's like one after the other. You teleport to your Ender Pearl, which means you can then do that. Which also people do to set up like different things to set up for elytras, and then you will like firework rocket or mace, because then you can go into your mace hit. Again, this is when attribute swapping comes into play, because say if there's a player there and you're in a big PvP fight, you then come here, you then go here, you then go bup, nope, bup, bup, and do that. / enchant Windburst 3. Yep. One. Yeah, so I missed my hit. See? That's Mace PvP. I don't do that. I know how, like, I know the concept of how to do certain things, but I don't train for it. I don't practice it. Grants and PD where lectures wasn't allowed. Yeah, and so you kind of just do stuff like that. About stun slams, stun slam is a weird thing. I believe a stun slam correct me if I'm wrong, it's when you have an axe and someone has a shield, you basically at the same time, same attribute swap, you hit with the axe and then the mace at the same time, which basically breaks their shield so they can't block the mace hit. But since I can't demonstrate that here, I believe it's the same thing swapping from a sword to a mace, it's just this time an axe to a mace. Because you're stunning the shield, and then at the same time you are then switching to your mace. See? It would be the same thing. I wanted to cry. It's removed the shield they hit with the right after, yeah. Mace is extremely a strong weapon. It's just... I play in SMPs where majority of the creators aren't to that level of PvP sweatiness. So I don't do that type of stuff, and I don't train for that type of stuff because I don't need to. It also just doesn't make it fun for them when someone does this to them. Like imagine that. Imagine, right? I'm fighting someone on Christmas SMP, and I pull out an Ender Pearl and a Wind Charge and go, and I just TP out. Like, you know what they're like. I'm sorry, Jimmy Solidarity would probably have a heart attack if I did that in front of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just would be too shocked to speak. Like, to be fair, if I did that to anybody, Jimmy would just probably have the funniest reaction. That's why I called out Jimmy. But like, if I did that to anyone, if I did that to Martin, if I did that to Scott, if I did that to like Amesy or Appo or Cherry, and I was fighting someone and they just saw me go, like, just full here, and then just TP'd. I missed my pearl, but like, you know what I mean? Like the full 1-2 and then pearled out. They would be like, "What just happened? What just happened?" Like, I can do the magic trick and be like, "Want to see a magic trick?" And then just chuck the pearl in the wind charge and then TP out somewhere else, right? Like, I could do that, but the idea, right, that like if I have a mace on Christmas SMP and I'm like, oh, you want to die to the mace, and they're like, oh no, you got to build up blocks. I'm like, oh, really? Got to build up blocks, and I just pearl that, and then I just land. How does that miss? I didn't even move my crosshair. I just do that, and then I just do that to them. Or even worse, I have a sword out. I have a sword. Imagine this is just some poor person on the server, and I'm talking to them, and they're like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, and I just do this, and then I just attribute swap and hit them with the mace. Like, imagine if I just did that to them. Where I just had a sword, and then all of a sudden you see me TP up, and all of a sudden they just get hit by a sword, but die to a mace. It wouldn't be so much of vibes on Christmas SMP. It would make a great clip. I just would need the items to do said clip. But, that's why I don't attribute swap, though. Because, like, also, the main form of, like, PvP that I do is, like, simplified SMP PvP. And event PvP. Which, if it's event, they don't give you all of these items. But that generally is just a good tool to have. Like, this... Like, that's just That's just nice to have. That as just an overall utility thing. I missed it. I missed timing on that. Oh my. Like, that's just nice. That's just useful. Oh, I don't even bother with crystal PvP, and the closest thing to TNT PvP you're gonna see me with is putting TNT minecarts under someone's base as a trap. Never tried crystal PvP. I've seen it. I don't want to. I don't want to try messing with like ender pearls and making sure my inventory has enough totems, and then just the whole like obsidian end crystal thing where it's like you just TP over and then you just place it and then you just start like this spam clicking over and over again. Like this whole thing, I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with this because this just is not PvP. Like, I don't want to try it. I've never tried learning it, and I don't want to. I've seen people do it, and it's really, really cool. But no, thank you. No, thank you. That's just bombing people. It seems like I understand what they are doing. I just don't want to put my time into trying to learn it. Not doing it is called bullying. Well, yeah. Like, this is why a lot of SMPs you don't see crystal PvP until it's just like, unless it is an extremely sweaty, like, grind fest PvP that people are able to farm hundreds of end crystals. Which at that point, that's not fun. Crystal traps are cool. Trapping of end crystals and trapping of TNT, I think, is a fully valid thing. It's just when your only means to use as a weapon is the grenade. It's the joke of like you brought a gun to a knife fight. No, they brought a grenade to a sword fight. That's what that is. The funniest part is that it's Ginger Ball just mess with pipe bomb. Yeah. But no, I do think people will figure out a way to like get this with this and like attribute swap this hit to this hit and like use like the maze with the golem to attribute swap. Because you're gonna probably see something where someone goes like this and then that at the same... How did I actually land that? I actually am landing that. That's actually crazy. Wait. Hold on. Is that what it's doing, what I think it's doing? It is. Okay, that's stupid. Hold on. You'll see what I mean. Slash enchant lunge 3 slash enchant windburst 3. Hold on, I need to actually time this right because I don't know how far the lunge is gonna get to. Yep, okay, cool, you can just do that. So I just realized the spear has this really stupid long attack animation. You see how it doesn't go back away? It's such a long attack animation. That attack animation, it lets you have so much room to then, when you're near someone, switch and then repress left click as your attribute swapping. And you don't have to worry about timing it perfectly, because it has such a long opening to where you can just, if you're high enough up, you can just hit someone with it. See? Because I waited so long for that. I'm gonna hate this. Oh my, yeah, so there's your combo that we just found. You can just, because of the animation, that's not even that hard. No, it's not. Like, you can literally also just swap out of it. Because you're still falling far enough down from it where the attack animation is at its fullest to where you can just swap over. And then you just reset for a big kill. It makes the mace it does make the mace easier to land, because you basically now have horizontal movement for your falling. Oh, and then you can just dash out. You can... Hold on. You can literally... If you have your spear, you can do that, and then dash away. I just realized something. You can... as long as you're standing on something, you can dash, mace, and then when you're in the air... Hold on, I need to do this in survival. So you dash... Okay, also I can't miss now that I'm in survival. But you dash... I pressed the wrong button. Hold on. Give me a second, chat. I want to see if this is actually doable. You can fly. You can basically fly. But what I'm wanting to see is if I... Yep, cool. And then you just bring out your elytra afterwards. So you genuinely go... Okay, here's what you do, right? So you dash, hit, bring out your spear again, and then... Oh, I actually had a elytra back on. Whoops. You just dash, mace hit, dash, and then you just dash with the elytra, and then you, like, dash and, like, switch back to the elytra. Would it be enough damage to one-shot a player? No, it's not. But if you're in just a long endurance fight, this is gonna annoy a lot of people. Because you're essentially just dashing and then hitting. And that just put me on the ground. This is ridiculous. How far can we take this combo? Yeah, okay, cool. Like, what's even crazier, right, is, like, you can have the elytra on, and as long as you are just on the ground, you can get so much height elevation from that. It's ridiculous. Try it in the rain. Try it in the rain also works, yeah. But, like, it's just gonna be a dash, hit, and all that height you get now, you can then just fly away with a rocket, and then just come... Oh my, hold on. Oh my goodness, give me a second. Oh, this is so stupid. Need to study? Yeah, all good if you need to study. We can just go from... Oh. This... Ready? We go from this to that. Oh wait, I'm in creative. I thought I wasn't in creative. Hold on. I need to kill this golem real quick. I want full damage output. Cool. Give me another iron golem. Let me go back into survival. Get rid of the elytra. So, if we go... Hot that. Okay, I need to actually land my hit. That, spear, and then you just start going with spear. And then you just switch back onto your chest plate. Oh my god. You can, oh jeez. Basically, like, you don't even need to start at a high platform. As long as you got a few wind bursts, you can just go and go into there. Definition of thanks, I hate it. Yeah, no, this is gonna be awful for people that, like, actually sweat this out. Man comes back with that. Like, the idea, right, that you can start off here with lunge, right, as... Okay, so you can't have anything in your offhand when you're spearing, but if you like that, just getting height to then spear, which the one downfall is the spear takes so long to actually like set up right, that you would need to have it in your hand. Wait, actually, how high do you need to actually go? Right, because if I'm on one block, if I am just on one block, right? Oh, okay, hold on. Where was I even at? I forgot where I was. I think it was over this way. Maybe if it's offhand. I don't think you can left click with offhand. Like, how high do I actually need to be to land the windburst hit off with the mace? It is the true question. Because, like, if I don't need to be that high off the ground because the game is allowing the momentum from the spear itself... Right, like, if I... Like, how high do I have to be? That was just too high. Nope. Maybe also farther back. Nope, I'm not attribute swapping enough. Now we're actually getting into, like, the nitty-gritty. What's the smallest minute you need to actually be in for it? I think this was good at this height, because this height allowed enough fall time to where the game... Yeah. Okay, cool. So... You still need to be falling to get the windburst hit with the mace. It's fun to learn about. No, yeah, like, I might never actually use this in a PvP fight. On the chopping block. It definitely is interesting. Because of how it works, you can attribute swap from the spear to the mace, but to actually get the mace damage, you need to be falling more. You need to have at least a bit more height, because that's not enough. But that's enough, though. So as long as you're... What is that? 3 blocks high, and you're not holding W, you definitely can reset that. Can you do 2 blocks high? Like, as long as you're not holding W, because that's the main thing, is that the game doesn't want you to hold W. Okay, yeah, so you just have to let go of W right before you left-click with lunge. Okay, so by that means... Hypothetically, I could... Because you can do 1 block high. You can do 1 block high, you just have to let go of W right after you lunge. For wind burst. Well, for just mace damage. Like, that's the thing. As long as you're not holding W when you're in mid-lunge, it allows you to... to get it. I'm just using wind burst to show that, like, the mace is actually doing the damage for it. For training for it? Nothing. I'm just testing. Just to see how this works. So, does that mean you can technically, if you just hold space, like, if you just press space, and with the lunge, and then switch over to the mace, as long as you're not touching the ground, because there is a moment where you are in the air, can I switch to it? That's what I want to know. I don't know if it's possible. I think you need at least 1 block. Oh, okay, yeah, so there's this attribute swapping I just realized. Don't need lunge. Because a spear has a dumb range. You can /enchant fire aspect 2. Here's attribute swapping for you, chat. You want more range on your sword? Oh my gosh. This is wild. This is wild. I am hitting a golem from 1, 2, 3. What was that? 4 block range? With a sword, which means you can technically do it with an axe. Oh, never mind. 5 blocks. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 6 blocks. My bad. And you know what's great? That means you can technically have an axe. An attribute swap with the axe hit instead. And do huge axe crit damage. Wait, I'm in survive. Hold on. I'm in... One moment, chat. I'm in creative. So creative, you also get a bit more range There we go. Okay, that's more fair. That makes more sense. I forget creative gives you like another 2 blocks of reach for some reason. I forgot about that. That is something I forget creative does. You still get 4 block reach. You still get 4 block reach. But yeah, so yeah, you can just be fighting and then just someone's just like attribute crits you on just that if you get good with it. Because the range of that should not be hitting for like normally. Because this is what 2.5 to 3. So like the implications of that being normal for most hits and fights is almost ridiculous. Oh, you don't even... Oh, that's the best part. You can just have this and not worry about the actual shield implication until you then switch back to your actual axe. That's fun. And then if you need to finish it off, you do it that way. Spear PvP is going to be so obnoxious. Spear PvP's... Yeah, it's still ridiculous. It's a 4 block reach, which is so dumb. Get the mace so I can elytra mace spark combo. The mace you can do actually really easily because we've learned that if you have a lunge on 1 block, as long as you're not holding W, after you like left click, you can still attribute swap with the mace. And then you can just dip on out. Attribute swapping to an axe means you never get hit. Basically, yeah. What about half slab? Oh, half slab, true. Hold on. Yeah. You hit it like right at the peak. So you can. I don't know. Again, I have a bit more reach because I'm in creative. So hold on. Yeah. I'm just need to make sure that I can actually hit this right. Also, give me a slash give bed. No, that's bedrock. I just want a. What do you mean? Oh, yes, I forgot you have to do the color first, and then it. So if I... Yeah. That's the one thing is we have to try to get the reach down. I think I'm too far. Hold on. I'm gonna put it here. There you go. Yeah, so it is doable. You just have to be a bit more precise with your timing on a half slab. Specifically because of the like lunge implication. Because if you're holding W with it, it doesn't work. Nope. But yeah, definitely. Oh. Definitely can do it on a half slab. But timing needs to be way closer than before. But yeah, no, you can basically attribute swap with the spear. Which is really, really ridiculous. You learn something every day. Yeah. What makes this even generally what's crazy is like this to this is so ridiculous to me. Because in any fight, you now just have people that are gonna, if they know how to attribute swap, they are going to win the fight. Carpet, snow layers. The shortest thing that we can probably do is 1 layer of snow and 1 layer of carpet, because they are practically the same thing. It's just the difference is one of them is just slightly more than the other. On a trap, like I said, the smallest thing we have is carpet. So like realistically, this is the. I just need to see if I can actually land that. We'll try it on carpet. Nope. Free roam. Let me see it. See, the main thing is we're trying to get it to where our feet don't touch the floor. And it's quite difficult. There probably is, you probably can do it with practice. It's just actually because you can't be holding W. So like a slab can work. 1 block is probably the easiest thing you can get out of everything, because most things in Minecraft, cake PvP. We can try a cake, why not? We're just testing now at this point. There definitely is a way to do this. I just need to be attribute swapping better. Yep, there it is. So you can use a cake. Because a cake is about the same height as a slab, and so you can do it on a slab, so you can do it on a cake. Which would be crazy, because cakes don't stack, so, like... The funny thing is, though, is, like, you could use a cake, though, because since the lunge of the spear takes so much, like, hunger, right? And you're fighting... You place down a cake, you eat up, and then you stand on the edge, and then you just go back into the fight. It's so ridiculous. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna change my shirt real quickly. Like, that's actually crazy. The idea that you can base, because cakes take up multiple slots, but they have X amount of thing. Oh, hold on, chat. I'm getting a phone call. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. BRB real quickly. Okay, chat. I'm back now. Had to answer phone call. Alright, so we figured out you can PvP off cake. Is there anything else we want to try with them with like the spear? Because we know you can basically attribute swap now from spear lunge into mace hit, which is ridiculous because that basically means if someone's far enough away, you just like just do that. Two blocks is definitely easier. It's definitely easier to land, but you can do it off one with proper timing. But is there any other attribute that we want to like test off a pot? Okay. Anything that is off the ground, I will say you most likely can do a trident anything. Not really. Any way to combine Trident Riptide with Spear Lunge? That is something we definitely can try. So we've learned, we were messing with it earlier. So the Trident's Riptide, anything that's in your main hand takes priority over your offhand. So for example, if I have my spear in my main hand and I right click, it'll do the spear motion. If I have the trident not in water, it'll do spear. But if I have trident in water, it will do riptide. You see that? And then just because you see this little motion with the spear, it takes priority over the spear, so you're not actually doing anything with the trident. You're doing, sorry, not anything with the spear, you're doing it with the trident, unless you're out of water. So. You can, now hypothetically, right, you could go, now we're getting really complicated, like, if someone's over there, and you need to get to them, I really hate Minecraft water physics sometimes. Like, what do you mean that's only one line? You could, and you couldn't get to them fast enough, like, do that whole motion. You could just, like, go into that way. And you could also, since the spear is very quickly, you could do that as well. If you have enough momentum, actually, if I right click out of this, okay, yeah, so water, spear, that. But that did the damage of the trident, not the spear. That range is so stupid. What do you mean I can go over the golem and then right click and do that to it? It really is gimmicky. It's extremely gimmicky. But it's creative. True, we are in creative. Thank you for that. It still could do that. Still definitely can do that with it normally. You still have the range for it. Like, that's in survival. I'm still within the 4-block range. It's just in a radius of a circle. It really much is a flyby. So, like, if you're chasing after somebody and someone's running away, you could just go, like, place a water bucket down, hold right-click again, because you just have to hold right-click twice. And you're not using your lunge, you're just entirely using that, and then at that point, you just start going normal PvP. But what I'm curious now about is, can we incorporate this with the mace? Because the mace is the most, like, broken thing. And so, I'm curious. Okay, you know what? You're free. It really is a wild card. It lets you pretty much anything with movement, it allows you to do. Wait, could I spear? No, could I go trident, hit them with the spear, and then hit the golem with the mace? Like, throw trident to get distance, right click spear mid-air, hit golem mid-air with spear, and before I land, switch to mace after I've already thrown my trident. So, like, the trident's not going to do any damage. The trident's just for movement. But, like, if I do this, and then do that, you see how, like, weirdly enough, my mace was looking weird. But, like, as soon as I throw mace out, that did not work. And I missed my water bucket, that's fine. I think it's doable. I would just have to try it a few times. We're in like uncharted territory right now, chat. We are trying things that have never been done before. But let me just get netherite stuff real quick so I stop taking as much damage from. And then slash enchant feather falling for. We're doing science, exactly. We're gonna try it first in creative, just to see with a little bit of range help. That's creative range for you. That is definitely creative range for you. So maybe I can't do it in. So it's weird. It's like I have to let go of the trident, switch to my mace, right click, let go, hit. It's. What just happened there? What did I just do? Was I actually able to hit spear hit before mace first? That's just what happened. Well, we gotta figure out what happened there. Another free golem. Because, like, if I can... Because you can start... Oh my gosh, you can. You can actually hit... If you... As soon as you hit with the spear, you let go of right click and you instantly hit with the mace, which means you can technically go spear hit to mace hit to spear hit to mace hit with windburst over and over and over again. But it's so finicky on timing. Yep, and then if I didn't miss my hit there, I would have been able to kill. I would have been able to kill the golem. Let's see if we actually like do this. I hate this 2.0. I want to see, like, can we actually? And then down. Okay, so it's harder to hit the second mace hit, but you can hit the spear. You can, like, the second mace hit after when you fall is definitely harder, but it is doable. Which is crazy to say. Because you're falling, yeah. I was not far enough. Now that's the thing I also want to see. If we instead go... Yep. Cool. So you can go 1-2-1-2 by going spear hit, fall damage, mace hit, spear hit, mace hit, spear hit, mace hit. Because you're just right-clicking every single time after the mace. That's so stupid. Because you're basically hitting with... you're launching yourself up, giving you this. As soon as that hit, you then try to you let go of W. That's another thing. I have to let go of W. Yep, it's actually really easy. It's actually way easier than you think it is. Because as soon as you let go of W, the only thing you have to worry about is left click. Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is left click. Oh my god. Yeah, so you basically can launch yourself up, have the spear in your right hand, in your offhand. The redstone is simple. But yeah, that basically means though, right, is you could hypothetically be in a fight. That's too far. That was on me. Get into a fight where you can launch yourself up, right click with this, let go of it, do that. That was more damage than... Oh, it's more damage because I was falling higher up because of the mace. That's crazy. So, the question is now, though, right? Like... Can we... How high can we... How low can we do this, right? Like, from water, if I am here, if I let go of W... Cool. So you don't have to hold W. You can just let go of it, which means you can try to get into like more forward momentum instead of just full vertical momentum. When it's raining, we will see. Hold on. If it's here slash weather thunder. It is a bit more finicky, but you are also it's it is harder because of also Shay, thank you for the sub for 2 months. Resubbed for 6 months at tier 1. Thank you for that, Shay. Thank you for the sub for 2 months. I appreciate it. It's no rain in Savannah. Yeah. I just realized that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for the 6 months in advance. Electrotech and rain against gas. Really doable. If I go... hold on. I need to put this in like 1. Yeah, the hard part is slash time set day. I want to see if I can do that. See, that doesn't do as much damage though compared to like flying. Because you're hitting it with the Riptide motion, you're not hitting it with the you would have to go into this mode and like do it that way because it makes a noise. The issue with that is that you kind of need to not miss weather clear, and you're also not always going to get rain. Monsoon spawn? Maybe, sure. We can try it that way, but what I'm thinking is like it's not always going to rain, right? And so I'm trying to figure out what would be ideal, because you need this for that. And there's a motion to where you see how like when I switch instantly to the unless you have rain or ocean, yes, well, unless you have water in general, and the reason why I say that is because you don't get much momentum, and there's a noise that you make when you land and hit a mob. When you have the spear and you actually have it out long enough, you make like, it's like a stab, like sharp noise. But with the trident, priorities being the trident movement, and so you're not actually hitting it with the trident, you're hitting it with the no, so you're not hitting with the spear, you're hitting with the trident. So it's interesting. That's why I'm like, this is kind of crazy to do, because like that movement into just being able to like properly land that, because see, that's what I'm saying, is because once the movement of the Riptide goes down and like is removed entirely, if you look at the mace, right, it comes back up normally, and then you can do your actual hits afterwards. But when it's in the trident movement, we get like this like the mace is sideways. And so you can't use it right away unless you let go of right click. What about rockets? Rockets work easily. Rockets are super easy to use. Like / game mode creative rockets. Like this overall, not hard, because you just like that's all you're doing, is you're just making sure you land your hit, and you're going fast enough to where the entity can't actually hit you. See? The horse. Yeah, so like that's super easy. We're like testing different things of like attribute swapping with a spear that has lunge on it. Onto like an iron golem, which then at that point you kind of just get this movement of like, oh hey, yeah, so there's this whole thing. Oh, okay, that's interesting. There's also damage from the lunge as well that I did not notice. Drop the kill key. Meanwhile, the iron golems, yeah. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Yep, so just like, it has such a big window that you can attribute swap over to the mace really easily, which also technically means you can attribute swap to anything. And still then, like, swap over to the item that you're wanting and do the damage that way. Mace is just ideal because of how long the mace cooldown is. Quite interesting, though. Huh. A spear to mace. Elytra. So if you aren't keen on swap like this whole thing, the benefit with the spear to mace is that you don't need to be as high up. Like, you just need to be a few blocks up. So if you don't have it, it's ideal to use rockets with the spear. Or with the mace. But like, if you understand how to practice with this, and like, even a 1 block you can get it, it's just more difficult. You can. So that's just pretty much, so it just depends really. Like slash game. Like the whole like go Elytra and then go to this, pop that, switch this back around, and then just like you're flying around and you see someone, you're like, okay. And then you just like swap over to that and you hit them, right? Like it's that whole thing. I don't practice that, so I don't know how easy it is after enough practice to do this. I just know it's actually pretty easy for this because just the window is so open that like you can go from here and then just do it that way, and you're not even needing that much height for it, right? There's gonna be... people are gonna do damage calcs. People will probably test it at some point. Gonna rework PvP, I wonder. Harder, easier. If they ever rework PvP, I think the biggest thing they're gonna do is take out attribute swapping. Even though it is something that most people are so used to now, or most sweaty competitive people are so used to. I wouldn't be surprised if they took out attribute swapping, because that's what's causing the most, like, chaoticness for it. See, because, like, it's such a massive window. The one thing I'm upset is you can't phalanx a shield. And by that, I mean you can't have a shield and, like, right-click with it while you're there. It's entirely just for decoration, unless you attribute swap and, like, you fight like this, and you just go, and then you have your axe out, and then you go back to your spear, and then you have your spear to do like that, and then it's like that again, and then you're back to this. Yeah, you can't Roman turtle shield and main hand. Oh, well, you can, but then you just can't you can't use the axe. Shay, thank you for the 20 community gifted. You don't have to do that. I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. Offhand, I mean, you could. You could do that, but, like, realistically, just having the shield and your offhand anyway is just easier. But thank you, I appreciate that. I appreciate the 20 gifted. Yeah, like, the main thing is we've also learned is with attribute swapping, you can hit up to 4 blocks away. which is ridiculous. Like this to here, you can hit, and so you can attribute swap with the axe instead, because you can't do that normally here, but here you can. And you can also do that with weapons, so if you want to apply fire to someone at a farther range, see? Hot rain, yeah. And then you just have, like... Yeah, no, the range damage is... Is this a... I can't tell if this is a bug or not. Like, I don't know if it's just because I have, like, hitboxes on, but it feels like almost... like I'm hitting farther. Oh, wait, oh, I'm in creative, that's why I'm like, why is it... It's weird. It's like almost... It's like 4.5. Okay, so it's not, I'm just losing my mind. I thought for some reason hitboxes were buggy, and for some reason it was actually hitting farther than what it was. But no. Yeah, you're basically hitting half a block, 1, 2, 3, like 4 blocks roughly. I only encountered you once during the vampires event. You're so scary. Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, no, it's definitely interesting what the spear is going to do, and it's going to be terrifying. Actually, I just realized something. / game mode creative and crystal obsidian. Counter to end crystal PvP, anybody? Because you are far enough away that the damage is gonna do less? Question mark? Question mark? You are far enough away to where you don't have to worry about end crystals as much because they only do 2 hearts of damage? Because you can now break crystals farther away, so you don't actually have to be near them as someone blows them up? And the ground one too? Alright, hold on. That's game mode, creative, end crystal. Creative obsidian. slash hold on. Let me slash game mode creative helmet. Let me put prop 4 on all those because usually if you're end crystal PvPing, that's what's gonna happen. Slash enchant protection 4. Slash game mode survival. Okay, I'm at 12 hearts right now, but we'll just keep that in mind. Okay, about 2.5 hearts. I'm on normal difficulty. I have prop 4. If we take the armor off and I do this, I'll probably still die, but you know what? We gotta test for science. Don, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Okay, I'm at 12 hearts. No gear. Probably will still die, but we just want to see. Yeah, okay. So, doesn't matter. You no armor, you're gonna die. But prop 4 netherite, you only take 2 hearts. Which, like, we kind of figured that was going to happen. But if they put it up here this way, half a heart. If they put it at the same level as you now, 3 hearts, give or take. Practically. Well, yeah, no, but I'm saying in the event of, like, you don't, like, of course a bow is going to be ideal, but if you are too close to just fight in PvP, right? There is, like, I don't know why, the spear is very finicky on when it, like, registers its hits and when it doesn't. But, like, if you're far enough away and you do it, it does, like, nothing. It's like, it has a delay on when it actually registers. You could do some parkour. Oh yeah, you definitely could. Event. We'll say UNO startled me during it. It was scary, but still fun. I'm glad all of y'all had some fun in the vampires event. It needs to register, like, me running. Yeah, if I walk, I don't think it registers if I'm walking. Yeah, no, walking does nothing. So you have to be running for it to actually register. Yeah. Which, like, is great. Definitely don't want to get too close to it, but yeah. Would slowness be a spear counter? Probably. Like, you can't really fight with Turtle Master in the spear unless you're using, like, unless you're using Turtle Master with like Elytra and Fireworks. Yeah, slowness basically stops the spear's overall, like, movement. The one counter to that, the one, like, difference is, what is it? Fireworks and Elytra. Because at that point, if you have this then counters the slowness. But if you're on foot, you can't use Turtle Master. What did the horse do? I'm showing an example of damage. It was the closest mob to me. But yeah, so we kind of understand what it does. Now we need to figure out what can stop a spear. What about speed? Speed does increase. Speed 1 and Speed 2, especially Speed 2 potions, does give an increase of damage to the spear when you're just running around. Anything from Iron upwards is a 3 hit of just normal running around with the spear with just Speed 2. So like anything with 100 with 10 hearts, 20 health, you will kill in 3 hits. / game mode creative stick. We now need to figure out though what stops a spear, right? Because of course you have the idea of someone's flying into you. You can try doing this. The issue is, I think if you're going fast enough, the spear still, I believe, will go through it. I'm not wearing my electro. Okay, it doesn't. Dig down, yeah. That one doesn't. I think it's because players have a bigger hitbox or something. I don't know. The other thing is, though, that if you go over, you can go over the wall, which is the issue, because you can just do that. See? You would have to do up and over to stop it, because you just hit over the wall. So blocks in front don't stop. Cobwebs also not going to stop. Okay, you... If you're in front of cobwebs, if you're behind cobwebs... See? Even if I get into the cobweb itself, the reach of the spear goes through the block of the cobweb to where you will still get hit. So cobwebs don't work. A shield could possibly work, but again, if we're talking about how a shield... If the shield only protects in front of you, right? Shield only protects in front of you. It doesn't protect above you or to the side of you. So if I can go and just turn like that behind the shield fast enough, you see, it doesn't work. The rest of one, you can hit up to 5 mobs. Hold on. There is a limit, but there's an achievement where where you can hit up to over 5 mobs. And if you do so, you get an advancement. Where is it? Called Kebab. Hit 5 mobs in a single charge attack using the spear. So, what news is there to bring? So good news and bad news. The good news is we gotten rid of some of the humans and animals, but the bad news is one of the animals was John Wick's dog. Another spear might. Another spear possibly could. On horseback. No, I got it in normal. See, there it is. We'll reverse it. A block that could bring your speed down and reverse it? Not really. Because you're flying. Slime block? Honey blocks? Maybe. See, the issue is, though, right, like... Right, here's what we're gonna do, right? Slash game mode, creative. We're gonna get some slime blocks, we're getting some honey blocks, we're going to get powdered snow. We're gonna test each version of this and see what can actually stop this. You'd have to place it 3 high. But we will see. Yeah, I need to do that because this one's gonna try to maybe get out. I don't know. But yeah. Just Thorns at some point. Thorns isn't gonna do as much because Thorns just does a bit of damage back to you. It's not gonna stop you entirely. Again, it's just like a block. That one isn't going to do anything. Same with this one. It slows you down. Not much. And Powdered Snow just does not protect you whatsoever. So yeah. Like, realistically, if you can place yourself... God, you're gonna have to Fortnite build with the spear. You're gonna have to Fortnite build. You're gonna have to basically... You see someone flying in on you, and you're just gonna have to go... Get any type of block that you have, and just go and, like, duck cover. Afel, thank you for the prime, I appreciate it. Like, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to basically Fortnite, like, bridge and, like, build for this, and then, like, maybe add cover. Because what's gonna happen is someone is going to fly in, and you have to do this, because if they can fly up and over, you have to make a wall. You also have to do, like, a one tall wall above you so they don't hit above you. You would ideally, right, you would have to go one block here, here, and then just this. But, like, the issue is you're just boxing yourself in at that point. Would a door block it? Probably, yeah. A door could. The thing with doors, and it's like every other block, is... I'm just putting this here so the villager just doesn't... Hold on, I am not... Like, the issue of 2 block high is that... Okay, well, you just opened the door. Is that it's 2 blocks high, which means you can just do that and go over them because of the reach of the spear being 4 blocks. You need 3 blocks high, and you need something above your head. With the charge would blow up. So, like, you could, but again, you're kind of putting yourself in that danger. Like, end crystal... Here's the thing with an end crystal, right? You can end crystal. You could fully end crystal. Right? The issue is... Husk. Fences. You can't put any blocks here because the okay, no, you can. You can't put fences there because of the height of the end crystal. So what does that mean? Simply means if someone does have this and you want to fight around an end crystal, person with spear can either just take a bow and do that, or you risk your life and you fight around it and they just dive up and over and downwards. So, like, that's the part where it's, like, rough. Because someone is fighting you and you want to counter with like, end crystal stuff, 100% go for it. Because, like, it's not going to instantly kill you. It's not max 3 hearts, it's way more than 3 hearts. Actually, I want to do damage testing. If someone does have prot 4 netherite, and they do hit a end crystal, how much damage is that going to do to them? If they place it above them like this, it will do less because explosive damage is at the feet. So they can tank the hit with the end crystal. Yeah, they only take half damage. So you then tank 3 hearts from the end crystal, plus however many hearts you're going to take from the... And this is on normal difficulty, and all I have is prot 4 armor on. This isn't even prot 4, that's just feather falling. So you can... Yeah, it does half their health. But at that point, they'll just re-gap and then hit you again. And at that point, you take the explosion damage plus them. How much on hard difficulty? We can test and find out. Hold on. There. We can definitely test it. So this is prot 4. Just only prot 4 and feather falling 4, which doesn't really do anything. So let's see. In hard difficulty, they take 8 hearts. So you would take probably 4 or 5 hearts, and then however much the spear damage does to you. So more damage in hard difficulty, but because you're flying so fast, the game doesn't fully register Totem Undying. Yeah. It causes a lot more damage to you trying to defend yourself. Oh, the flyer with the spear. If you hit the flyer, if you hit the hitbox of the flyer with a spear point, and then it one-shots the flyer with decent armor, but I think it's at a point where whoever more accurate on hitboxes, yeah. Digging down, like, that's the thing. If you want to counter a mace, if you want to counter anything above ground, you / game mode creative shovel pickaxe / enchant efficiency 5 and efficiency 5, and you go. Oh, that's spectator. You just go and you start mole fighting. And you start fighting like a mole, and then you also give... you get trapdoors. And you just go full mole strat. And you start hitting them, and you start doing this. And then this is where you then get your cobwebs. And then if they're like... if their feet are here, you place a cobweb there, and you just start hitting them like this. Because then they have to break the cobweb, and you can just replace the cobweb back up there next time. And you can make them even a lower trap, to where then it's like cobweb, lava, and you start hitting them there, they're chasing after you. This is why you go 1 by 1 blocks this way, because then it's easier. That's a whole different form of fighting. Imagine Crystal PvP Underground. It happens. It fully does happen. People have done Crystal PvP Underground, which just ends up being... End Crystal this. People fight underground. They see each other. And then it just becomes... well, we're not underground anymore. And now we're just in a crater. Like, that's entirely what this turns into. Because then it's just fighting, you're just doing this, you're just placing it lower. 2v2 spawn, basically, yeah. Mole strat. No, it is. It's mole fighting. It's rat fighting. You're just fighting underground. Why am I like this? Because I've watched PvP before. I don't practice every kind of PvP, but I've watched other PvP. Bat fight? That's just flying around. That's just flying around at night. Okay, you know what's actually crazy? Crazy minigame. Ready? Spear. Spear. Elytra. Fireworks. Right? / give abolish regret. No, sorry. / effect give abolish regret. Darkness infinite. And now you rely everything on noise. You base everything off of where you think their fireworks are coming from. Hello, Hoki Raiders. Welcome on in. Or Hokai Raiders. Like earlier with the Warden, yes. True bat fighting, echolocation. Base everything off of sound. Thanks, I hated 3.0. Yeah, we've been testing the spear. You can mess with so many different things with it. But I hope you had a wonderful raid, and I hope you had a wonderful stream. Welcome on in, Raiders. We are just doing some spear testing. But yeah, that would just be a hilarious minigame of just a full... full just blindness flying around in like an area, and you can only rely on your sound. Ah, my goodness. CS is actually useful. A lot of different things. Just a quick little rundown for all those that have just come in. Slash enchant lunge. So lunge is a great tool, not for just like this, but you can use it for mobility. Because if you anything about elytra hopping, you can elytra hop, but you can go into... You start with your spear, you spear lunge, and then elytra hop, which then results in... Hold on. And then you can land, and then you can keep going. And so, like, you can kind of get a timing down to where you can start elytra hopping really quickly by simply just, like, spamming spacebar as you're going. The one downside is you do have a lot of food you need, so make sure you have steak or a high saturation based food. So that is something that we've realized today. So if you're good with elytra hopping and you want to use the spear with mobility, you don't have fireworks, great little thing for it. And then you can pair that with wind charges, and you can basically make fireworks not needed. So that's great. The mace can be attribute swapped with it. So slash enchant Windburst 3. So we're doing testing. You can do everything up to like roughly a half slab. Just the shorter it is, the harder it goes. To like actually time. But the lunge on... Okay, well, there's now another free golem. The lunge on the spear is a really long time. And because of that, you can go into lunge, into attribute swap, into mace. So you can do that. So you can lunge forward to somebody and then hit it like that. You can also then re-put in... See, that was on one block. You can then also redo that way. Then you can also offhand the spears, so it's not so much the lunge, but if you do normal PvP, it's like normal mace PvP, and you're doing the whole like flying down with the elytra, and then you clip yourself, like you basically fall, right? You can and hit your... Not that, but you can basically... Hold on, let me see if I can do this normally and just in creative to demonstrate it. Where'd my mace go? There it is. This game mode, creative. You can go from here into that. Now I have 2 more blocks of range for that to make it easier on hit, but you can do it also in survival. It's just a little bit closer on timing. So you can go from hitting someone first with the spear, land on them, and then hit the mace to go back up. So yeah. So different ways. You also learn, because the spear, you can actually prevent... deal with end crystals at a farther distance. You can also attribute swap with just normal hitting. So, for example, the mace has like a 4-block reach. / enchant fire aspect 2. So my sword has fire aspect, but my my spear only has lunge. So if I get another iron golem, I can pretty much hit. That's with the lunge. I don't want the lunge. / game mode survival. So like normal range of spear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 ish. Can't hit with sword, but attribute swapping allows me to hit with the sword. So with a spear, cool. Basically, yeah, you can do like a Smash Bros. Link down air with the spear. And then, of course, you can set all this up, where it's just now way farther because of attribute swapping, which is crazy because that means you can then go to, like, shield and axe PvP. Another, right? Right, you can go... You can't... When you have the shield... When you have the spear, you can't use the shield. But what's crazy, right, is, like... You can go... like, axe PvP normally, but this time go, like, axe there, and now you have this. Oh, that's interesting. You can swap with the shield. You can, if you're holding right-click before the spear, you can basically hold out your shield. And then when I'm guessing when I let go of right-click, I can then... Yep, cool. Yep, and now we have this, which is then the spear. You break the shield, switch back over. So Roman Turtle Shield is back, sort of, yes, but you have to have a weapon in your hand before you can bring out the spear. So you can Roman Turtle Shield. You can Spartan Phalanx. But you can't actually use the right-click poking feature. Unless you unequipped, hit back, bring it back, and then... Okay, so you technically could. You could go... Hold shield. When you want to attack, lower shield, hit with spear, go axe, bring axe out, right click with shield, and then swap back over to your spear to then get the range again. Swap the hands in theory? Well, you can't because you're then doing that. So, okay. Okay, yeah, so you could do this and then just offhand it. You could do that, but if you want to actually use the attack of, like, let's say you want to attack with you want the range, but you want to attribute swap with the sword, you can go here, let go of right click, and then attribute swap with the, after you swap it. But you could also just shield with this and then go back out with that. Yeah. You could just do it this way. I didn't think about offhanding it that way, but yeah, you could. It's just it becomes so what happens when your shield gets broken, and at that point it's just then re-offhand back to here. Any of that. Basically, I'm saying if you want to still hit with your left click, right, but you want to block with your shield, you do this, and then you let go of your shield, hit with the sword, like hit with your like spear or whatever, and then you switch back to your sword, pull back your spear. So if you want to actually hit with the range of the like little poke. You also can just do this, and then just fight like this if you want, which is another way of fighting. Because this then just goes... Actually, let me get a husk real quick. Slash game mode. Husk. And let me do spear at... And a sword. I forgot I had a golem there. You can technically just go here. See, that's the thing. You don't want to stop. That's the issue with this spear. But yeah, you can basically just fight like this. Is you have your range for your poking, and then you pull back and you can combo, then go back in with the spear, combo, go back in with the spear. So yeah, a lot of different things you can mess with the spear with, a lot of different attribute ways and like swapping you can do. It's quite crazy, it's quite fun, but yeah. Anyway, so chat, we are going to call it there for today, because we're almost at the 3.5 hour mark, so we're a little over 3 hours now at this point. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the subs and raids and bits throughout today's stream. I very much appreciate it. Now, realistically, how many of these things that we tested are actually feasible in everyday Minecraft? Who knows? People will have to figure that out as they play it in actual SMPs and such. And people do more PvP, like, combat testing. But I hope you all enjoy. We're going to raid into someone now. And we'll go from there. Who we want to raid into? Let's see. Oh, 07 Bell. All right, the bell. You know what? Sure, we'll do bell. We'll do bell. We'll do bell real quickly before we end stream. We will do bell, and then we'll call it there. Thank you for reminding me, chat. If you don't know what the bell is, basically it is the sellout bell that Technoblade has done, but we basically do it a bit differently, where I do the whole joking thing of like Prime sub, I say the whole spiel, but realistically we're just honoring that tradition, and we are just gonna have fun with it. We also rave. Basically, it's just a big rave. If you want to follow, you can follow. If you want to donate subs or gift or whatever, you can do that. You literally do not have to. The main thing is just having fun and raving and just enjoying it. We'll do this one. Why not? Hold on, chat. I need to turn up the music. Cool. Need to make sure game sounds are up. Block sounds are up. Awesome. Turn that up on your guys' side. Alright, chat, we have 3 minutes. I want to see bells spammed in chat. I want to see one of us's spammed in chat. And we're going to have fun for 3 minutes, chat. Alright. Now, chat. Have you all heard of the bell? Bell, 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 bell. Ruby Sai, thank you for the 200 bits. I appreciate it. One of us. Ooh. Bell, 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 bell. Alright, fantastic. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. One of us. 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 So chat, did you know about Prime Sub? It's this fun free sub that it's free money that you take from Amazon and you can give it to your favorite Twitch streamer. It doesn't have to be me. It can be to anybody. But it's a free sub that you have monthly if you have Twitch Prime. Just throwing this thing out there, chat. It's free money. But Akira, thank you for the 100 bits. Bell, 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 bell. So yeah, chat. It's a really cool thing. It's basically you're already paying for Prime, so you get a free sub that you can pay to any Twitch streamer that you want. It's pretty cool. But I want to see some One of Us's spammed in chat right now. Can I get some One of Us's? One of us. 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 Bell, 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 bell. Bell, 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 bell. It's free money, chat. It's free money. Bell, 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 bell. One of us. 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 Chat, you got like 10 seconds left. Well, there you go, chat. That was fun. That was enjoyable. Also, everyone that like joined in midway through that and has no idea what's happening, it's just a fun little thing we've been doing. It's just a fun little thing that we do like really every hour or at the end of stream. So, hope you all enjoyed that. With that being said, chat, we're going to raid into somebody now. Don't know who though. Had not decided yet. You know what? We're raiding a Tubbo. Because they're doing that the joint subathon of Curryway, also with Realm SMP final finale announcement. So I think y'all could enjoy a little bit of Tubbo and Curryway speed running subathon. So I think that'll be fun for y'all. So /raid Tubbo. Thank you all for being with me today, chat. As always, you all have been awesome, amazing, and wonderful. I'll actually see you all tomorrow, possibly. I might stream it, I might not. It just depends on how I feel. But tomorrow is a Christmas SMP, little fun event. Tomorrow. On Tuesday, yes, Tuesday. So I might. It's earlier in the morning. So I might see you all there for that. But if not, I'll see you all on Wednesday. Anyway, shout, you all have been awesome, amazing, and wonderful as always. And remember, abolish your regret. I will see you all next time. Bye, chat.